Hello everybody and welcome back to This Week in Yu-Gi-Oh! The weekly news Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, where we talk about all the news that's happened in the last week of Yu-Gi-Oh! I am joined once again by Salad, and we're going to talk about all the news that has happened between the 5th of September and the 12th of September. How are you doing, Salad?
Weeklies should be in air quotes. But yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I'm enjoying playing a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! This week, and I know you haven't been, but...
I'm enjoying not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm not enjoying the heat. Can the heat please stop?
Oh, yes, please. I hate British summers. I really do.
Bro, it's September. It's not the summer anymore.
Well, apparently it is. Global warming, mate. Have you still not found a locals that runs on a Saturday, by the way?
I just haven't been looking. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's fair, that's fair.
I'm actually I'm in the process of selling everything off.
Wow, that's exactly what we want from a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast host, but I'm sure we can still talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Without actually having to play the game. We'll start off.
I'll still play online, and I'll go to like YCS London every year.
Yeah. Like, the only time you have to play Yu-Gi-Oh! YCS London, honestly.
Exactly. I live there. I've got to go there.
Well, probably, yeah. We've got quite a bit of new stuff to talk about today. So we have a confirmed list for the Crimson King structure deck, as well as a few new cards we're going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about YCS Vancouver and look at the top decks. So we're going to start off with this Crimson King Dragon structure list. This is for the TCG. I think the Japanese one got released a while ago, but this is the English version, so we can see all the reprints and all the new cards that are coming to the TCG in this structure deck. Obviously, we've got the new cards. We've got cards like the Crimson... Was Crimson Resonator one of the new ones? I know
they literally say new and reprint next to them.
I don't read. Soul Resonator and Vision Resonator are obviously the new ones, as well as Bone Archfiend. And, I don't know, the cards are kind of cool. It looks like there's a lot of reprints in here, and there's not that many new cards, which is
Have you ever read a structure deck?
Yeah.
Most structure decks have like 5 new cards.
Yeah, but I feel like there's more than this, right? It's like... this is literally
Red Zone.
5 new cards main deck.
Soul Resonator, three blokes. Crimson Gaia, whatever that is. Red Zone. So that's 5 main deck cards, and I saw there's an extra deck card.
Yeah. That doesn't feel like a lot.
How many did Trap Tricks get? A Garden, Draw 2...
They got Garden, Boudica, Holtea. They got the new Trap.
Arachna. You know the one I mean.
Yeah. So that's 5 main decks.
And a link.
2 links, 2 XZs.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Maybe this is standard.
Yeah, the thing is, no one cares about 5Ds. So.
I thought you said it was your favourite one.
Yeah, but still, no one cares.
Which one do you care?
Well, it's my favourite except Arc 5. The more I think about it, the better Arc 5 is, but mainly because DDD's came from it.
That's fair. I still haven't watched any anime after GX.
I'm flicking through this list for any relevant cards. Extra reprint is, I guess, the last one we got was like Albaz, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a common, which is nice. I like that Danger Nessie and Chupacabra are in here, because these are 2 of the Dangers that weren't reprinted in the Danger structure deck, I want to say.
Oh, Scarlet.
I think we had...
Scarlet's a nice print.
Yeah, also we've got Red Dragon Archfiend, King Calamity, getting their money in before they ban it.
Yeah, Scarlet's nice for, comes up in time every now and then. Just a good card as well. Darkhold on legs isn't bad,
Yeah, I suppose.
Backjack's in here, that's kind of fun.
We have to have Fiendish. We have to have Fiendish Chain because we have the card in this set in this deck that searches Fiendish Chain. So
nice. Assault Beast. It's kind of nice. Wasn't that the Kashtira card? No.
Assault Beast.
Not Assault Beast. No. I'm thinking of Side Beast.
No. Yeah. This is Side Reflector and Assault Beast. It's the engine that makes like a Synchro 8 or something like that.
Oh yeah. It makes the assault modes, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was used for like making Hulk back in the day.
It was used
back in the day. I mean, like last year.
In Master Saga.
Probably. I don't watch that series, so I can't say.
It's like the only series I still watch.
That's totally. You don't watch our series?
And Roulette. What from how do I put this delicately? Large content creators.
Fair, I understand. But yeah, there's some interesting reprints in here. With it looks fine. With this structure deck, we should be seeing some content on this channel. Because Blower is going to do a structure deck only challenge at locals with this, either this one or the Fire King structure deck, depending on which one comes out first. That's something to look forward to.
The fact creators have this in their hands, because it popped up on my YouTube subscription feed literally earlier, and I stopped watching it because I knew we'd cover it. I saw Revs was opening it, but
fair. So this is probably out this week.
It's probably out, this Thursday, if not next Thursday.
Oh, interesting. I mean, as a Yu-Gi-Oh! News podcast, we probably should have known that prior, but...
Oh, don't worry, I knew it because I opened my YouTube today.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we can stop talking about this. We can start talking about some new cards. Remember the Dragon Rulers, Slad?
All too intimately.
Okay, well, they're back.
Just a quick reminder, Lead Joke is clear.
yes, Lead Joke is clear. Yeah, this is the Fire Dragon Ruler again, but an XZ. So, 2 level 7 monsters. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, destroy 1 card in your hand or field, and 1 card your opponent controls. Second effect, you can banish 2 dragon and or fire monsters from your hand and or graveyard, special summon this card from your graveyard, but return it to the extra deck when it leaves the field. So what are your thoughts on this?
I don't think it's broken. Anywhere near as broken as the last... when the original ones came out. Don't get me wrong.
That's probably an accurate statement.
So it looks very good, and if we get 4 of them, then maybe something happens. But having to invest 2 monsters to get, at best, 2 materials out of this, I was like, oh, you can link climb with this, but you've already used 2 monsters to make it. And you can get, you can summon it back the turn it came out, but unlike Chaos Ruler, it doesn't have a good effect. So, I mean, destroy the card in your hand or field, that has some utility, but it's not a quick effect, and your opponent has to control the card. So, it's fine. Rank 7 toolbox. I'll put one of these in my Kashtira deck.
Would you, though? Would you put this in your Kashtira deck over the Dark Arm Dragon XZ? I feel like there's space for both. Yeah, I mean, Dark Arm Dragon just seems better, right, though? Because it pops.
Yeah, no, it is better, but one of them's a fire, right?
Yeah, I guess if I really need that 100 extra attack off the Race Oath, we go into this one instead.
No, I mean, Unicorn's a fire, right? Or not Unicorn, that's a wind.
Unicorn's a wind, Fenrir is an earth, Rise Heart's a fire.
We can banish the dead Rise Hearts in Grave, and we can summon this back.
Yeah, I guess.
It's weird flex for lethal lines, probably, somewhere.
When my Kashtira opponent makes Blaze Supreme King of Dragons with Rise Heart and a Thanos Dragon. To be able to banish something back. Yeah, this card seems okay. We have to assume we're getting the other 3. Do you reckon they'll all be XZs, or do you reckon...
What scares me if we do get the other 3, this card clearly mirrors Blaster, which is discard 2 to destroy 1.
Yep.
This is detach 1 and destroy 1 to destroy 1. If we're going to go down this line of logic, Tidal is a Foolish Burial, Redox is a Monster Reborn, and Tempest is a something. Searcher, I think. So
adds a wind, right?
If you
discard a wind?
I think it adds a wind. So, Foolish Burial and Reborn, kind of scary.
Lavarval Chain's coming back.
Rank 7 Lavarval Chain is not something I want to see in the game.
Yeah, probably not, right? But what about if they're not XZs, though? What about if we have, 1 Synchro, 1 Fusion, 1 Pendulum? Link? I don't know.
Link 7. First Link 7.
Yeah, why not? We've got Link 6s. Why not make a Link 7?
Link 7, 1 of each attribute, plus Dragon from deck. And then you make it, and I don't know. It's like the light and dark. It's the Chaos Yin Yang Dragon Ruler that we've all wanted for years.
Yeah, but do you reckon that all the rulers come off the list soon?
Yeah, probably.
They got to, right?
It's just not good.
Those cards aren't that good anymore.
Like, the only one that's at all scary in my mind is Tidal, because Foolish Barrel is good.
Yeah.
Redox is a worse Vernisylph. Blaster, I literally couldn't care less. Like, I
And
can't
Blaster's legal, right?
Yeah, Blaster is legal. So Blaster doesn't matter. We've already got one of them. We had
Tempest,
another
the
one
one we can't remember what it does.
before. Yeah, so Tempest clearly can't be relevant.
Yeah.
Tidal, like, Redox has to be next, and then Tidal. Would I even play them in Dragon Link? Probably not. Would I play them in anything? Don't think so.
You probably play Tidal in Dragon Link just because it sends Absolrator, which searches your rocket, right?
Yeah, if I remember, I don't remember exactly what Tidal Foolish is, but I think it's just one monster, so probably.
I think it's just one. I think it's just one card, if I remember correctly.
No, they weren't doing send one card at that point in time.
No?
Don't think so.
Okay. Maybe we have a look at that a little bit later on. But we have got more new cards. Another Fire guy. This is True Fire King Ponix, or the Legendary Fire King Ponix.
You got me excited for a second.
You figured it was a True King card. No, unfortunately not. It's the True Fire King, or the Legendary Fire King Ponix. This is obviously a Fire King card. It is a level 1 Fire Wing Beast effect monster with 500 attack and 200 defense. Got to have that 200 defense for cards like Rekindling. It has 3 effects, and each of them are once per turn. If your monster, whose original attribute is fire, is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. 2, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Fire King spell trap from your deck to your hand. 3, during the next standby phase after this card was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, add it from your graveyard to your hand. What are your thoughts on this?
This seems really good because it searches Island off like anything, because everything destroys. And then Island pops this and adds it back, so it's like infinite Island fodder.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a new continuous spell which actually activates Island from your deck, so you actually get to search that, and that places the other one.
Okay.
And the continuous spell has protection for Fire King Island as well, because
It
Konami
sucks.
realised that having the...
Really sucks when it gets MST'd.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know it's not even when that card's destroyed, it's when it leaves the field?
Yeah.
Or it's not even when it leaves the field. Sent to the graveyard or banished.
Yeah, because it's part of the Cosmo Fire King combo. Is that you set Cosmo Town over it and it pops your ship again.
Yeah, but very dumb, very dumb. Yeah, this card's okay.
This card's good.
I like it. It's 2 copies of this, or this and any other Wing Beast or Beast Warrior, is an FTK.
Interesting.
It does a typical Tri-Brigade Ferret line.
Is it literally your bird up combo again?
It's literally the battle combo, and it does it on its own, yeah.
I mean, nice.
But in an actual Fire King deck, it searches everything, so...
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Card. I like it.
Yeah.
Is this the last Fire King card?
I think so. I want to say yes. They have released quite a few. Have you read the other ones?
Yeah.
Did we do it on the podcast?
At some point I've read them. Not on the podcast. Definitely not on the podcast.
That's fair. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. They're all kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first structure deck I ever got free of, so a soft spot in my heart. 'Cause it came out,
fair.
Roughly with Cosmo Blazer, and it was great fun. I was going to get the Atlantean one, but then realised you needed mermails, and this was a functioning Octobe.
We're going to have to invest extra money.
Yeah.
I think the first structure deck I bought free of was a dinosaur one.
Fair. You
You've
did
played
still.
this game so much longer than me.
Ideally, you needed a wolf back for this deck, but that was a secret and that was expensive. So.
You only played like 1 or 2, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Also, Fire King, the best blind Yu-Gi-Oh deck of all time.
Just playing blind.
Yeah. You ever play blind Yu-Gi-Oh? That's where you have your hand is face down. You get 1 attempt at a spell or trap activation a turn, and 1 attempt at a monster summon. If you say monster,
I've never heard of this in my life.
You say monster and you play your card. If it's any monster, you get to normal summon it. Doesn't matter what the level
Amazing.
is. And if you say spell or trap, and you flip the card and it's a spell, you get to activate it. If it's a trap, you can try and set a card. That's also allowed. And then if you flip a trap on their turn, and if it's a trap, it resolves. If you miss call at any point, the card just fizzles. And that's
That sounds
that's
incredibly
your
fun.
temp
What makes Fire King so good?
Because you just hope you say spell and you get onslaught, and then Garunix is on board, and then whatever they do to kill Garunix, it comes back and dark holes them.
Ah, okay, I see.
And like he's
Maybe we should play
27, so
some of
he's
that at
just
some
big.
point. Yeah, maybe we should try and play this in the modern times and see what happens.
Blind Yuga is so funny. But like, sadly, no online simulator has ever set this up.
I'm sure we can find a way. Right, we'll go on to the next batch of new cards. These are the Silenforce cards. This is the new deck which got announced literally this morning. And it's a ritual archetype. And honestly, I think it looks quite good so far.
All 6 people who like rituals are excited.
Yeah, definitely. And when you see which rituals this is for, you'll be confused. So we'll start off with Novox the Silenforcer Disciple. This is a level 1 light fairy effect with 50 attack and 2050 defense. You only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. The first effect is if this card is normal or special summons, you can place one Silenforce continuous spell or trap from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone. If you would ritual summon exactly one light warrior or dragon ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, you can use this card as the entire requirement. And 3, if a light warrior and or dragon ritual monster is special summoned to your field while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So thoughts on this one?
I'd have to see what the spell and traps do, but that's always a good effect because it can't be ashed. Reminds me of that weather painter that does it.
Yep.
Sure, it was a good card for Necros. Do the entire summon. And then I get to just summon this back. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
My one interesting question. If you would ritual summon with a card effect that requires use of monsters. Now, to my knowledge, there's not a ritual effect that doesn't need monsters.
You can detach materials from the Drytron XE, and those XE materials are technically not monsters, I guess.
I guess that's true. Yeah. You're right.
Maybe that's what, because it is a level 1, so you could make the Drytron XE with this.
Yeah, that would make sense. Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of, though. What I've noted about this card is this might be the funniest Small World Bridge ever. Because this attack and defense, like, nothing's going to share these. And it's like, oh, I want a light monster. Go on, then. Or I want a fairy monster.
Yeah, that's true.
I imagine this deck's probably going to play Small World just because this is such a good bridge.
Is this that old card? Goddess of Wyrm or something?
Yeah, I believe so. A lot of these are based off old cards. I don't know which one in particular this one is, but I do recognise this sort of character.
I don't think it's Goddess of Wyrm. I can't think of the name. It's another Reshift of Destruction card.
Another what, sorry, card?
Reshift of Destruction. You know that Game Boy game we talked about?
Oh, yeah, of course. Actually, I don't know. Did that episode ever make it up?
I hope so. Well, that callback means nothing.
Was it the one when we talked about the
It's Mementos.
vanillas? Yeah, that one went up. It was last week's that didn't go up. Because I forgot to upload it.
To be fair, nothing happened last week.
Yeah, no, we were really trying to force our way through. But yeah, this does remind me of an old card.
Yeah.
And so should this one. This is Saphira the Wise Silenforcer Queen. It's a level 6, light dragon effect monster with 2500 attack and 2400 defense. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, you can discard this card for cost, send one ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard, then you can add one light warrior or dragon ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your hands. Second effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, ritual summon one light warrior or dragon ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your field or hand whose total levels equal or exceed the levels of the ritual monster you ritual summon. So what are your thoughts on this?
This is one card Saphira.
Yes.
And Saphira was a good card that saw play occasionally in like Herald decks. Because draw 2, discard 1 is a nice thing in the end phase.
Yeah.
You can send any ritual spell, so you can send not Dawn of the Herald because that adds back, but there's, I think even Hymn of Light, the Saphira ritual spell, is protection as well.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that being the case.
Or maybe it's Cyber Angel ritual or one of those, like.
I think Hymn of Light has protection. Let's have a little Google on Yahoo Safe Search.
Yeah, this is the card I was picturing. So I think it's like Return of the Dragon Lords, right? Yeah, yeah.
If a ritual monster you control destroy a battle card effect once cards in your graveyard, you banish it instead.
So we just one card, basically Ritual Saphira from deck, because we send the ritual spell and we add it, and then we summon it, and then we have the protection still.
Yeah, pretty much. Like this card seems really good.
Yeah, this card. I mean,
it kind of reads a little bit like Circular when I first read it. It was like, you send a guy from graveyard, then you get a guy from deck, and I was like, okay, cool.
Ritual Circular.
Not quite, but he's close. She's close.
Add a light warrior or dragon ritual monster, and then ritual light. Chaos Max is dark, right?
Chaos Max is dark, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'd be funny though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be very funny.
We'll go to the next card. This is Soravus, the Sagely Silenforce dragon, who is a level 7 light dragon effect monster with 2600 attack and 2800 defense. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, you can special summon this card from your hand by shuffling 2 spells from your hand and or graveyard into the deck, including at least 1 ritual spell. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can return this card to the hand, special summon 1 light warrior or dragon ritual monster from your hand or deck, but shuffle it into the deck during the end phase of the next turn. So thoughts on this one?
Really interesting. This is obviously Soravus, the ritual hand trap.
Yep.
Shoving 2 spells from hand or grave into deck, including at least 1 ritual, which you could have just sent off the Saphira. So that's halfway there. And then, like, Cosmo for rituals. Like, I can't think of any ritual monsters that have quick effects. I can't think of any that say, like, when this card is ritual summoned X.
Well, here's my confusion with this card. This card doesn't ritual summon. It just special summons a light warrior or dragon ritual monster from hand or deck.
Yeah, that's true. It does do that.
But, like, can you do that?
Well, the card takes precedence over the rules. That's always how Konami ruled it. So yes, it'll probably say ignoring summoning conditions. But
yeah, if it doesn't say that on it, it's like it's just a bit confusing.
If it doesn't say it, it's implied.
Yeah.
I mean, this card's good. It would need a target. I can't think of a target off the top of my head, but it is interesting. I mean, I can see a target, but I can't think of an old card that's going to break this. You know.
Yeah, I don't think there's an old one that does that, breaks it. I mean, no, I can't think of one. We can talk about this one though. This is Skull Guardian, the Silenforcing Protector. It is a level 7 warrior, ritual effect, with 2050 attack and 2500 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Silenforcing Prayer, which we'll get into in a minute, and you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. Obviously, the important part of it saying, with Silenforcing Prayer, this is searchable off of pre-preparation of rights.
It's level 7 though, so it's not.
Pre-preparation doesn't care about the level.
You sure?
Preparation cares about the level, pre-prep doesn't.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
No, you're right. I'm playing pre-prep in Prediction Princess.
Yeah, I played it in Shishino Bird as well. I'm pretty sure those are 8s.
Yeah, they're definitely.
If this card is ritual summoned, you can add 1 Silent Fork monster or 1 warrior or dragon ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Note it doesn't say light here. Might be a mistranslation, but all the others have said light. This one hasn't.
Yeah.
Second effect, it gains 2050 attack while Novax, this Silenforce Disciple, is on your field or in your graveyard. That was the first card we talked about. And third, when your opponent activates a card or effect, and you control Novax, the Silencer Principle, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card.
Okay. So I want to control the one that discards itself and banishes.
He doesn't banish, right? He summons himself back.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, this one.
I forgot this card was there. Okay, but I want to control that.
Yeah, so when you ritual summon, it special summons itself back from the
I
graveyard.
see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
she's just big.
And then if I have one engrave as well. Oh no, on your field. Okay. Okay, so it's just a big person that gets a negate. And if it's ritual summoned, it gets to add. So it doesn't get to add off the other guy.
No, it doesn't.
So it's still not really a target. Like.
I mean, you still have the negate, wouldn't you?
Yeah, only if I've also seen Novox.
Yeah, but Novox is just starter, so I guess they're just kind of assuming you're seeing Novox.
Yeah. But Novox doesn't add this guy, unless the spell or trap that you put down is
Well,
like...
we'll get into the continuous spell and trap now, and we'll go back to the ritual spell in a second. So this is Silenforcing Barrier. It's a continuous spell. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. While you control Novox a Silenforce a Disciple or a light ritual monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target non-ritual monsters for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects. Second, during your main phase, you can add one Silenforce card or one Skull Guardian ritual monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of itself.
Okay, so it is a dark contract with the gate.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And actually that first effect is very relevant because then they can't just run over the thing that turns your negate off.
Yeah, exactly.
And your guy's big, so they're probably not going to battle at all.
And can't be targeted with
Yeah,
card effects for some reason. Just like, we're just going to have a 4100 negate that can't be targeted.
Yep, and also you can't target the thing that gives it the negate.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that
Built-in protection is cool.
seems good.
Yeah. The continuous trap, it's kind of similar. So you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. During the main phase, you can activate one of these effects, shuffle one Light Warrior or Dragon Ritual monster, or one ritual spell from your hand or graveyard into the deck, and if you do, take one Silenforce monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Secondly, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of Light Warrior and Dragon Ritual monsters you control, destroy them, also destroy this card.
The first effect's really funny. It's like, do this, or actually this, or this. And if you do this, or maybe this, or that if you want. I mean, the first effect's more consistency and recycle, so it's really good. And then the second one is like pretty much pop one.
Yeah,
it's like
maybe pop two.
It's like a continuous Salamangreat Rage, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least it doesn't do the thing that Void Imagination does, where it's a continuous spell that sacks itself for cost and still applies its effect.
Yeah. No,
That's my biggest pet peeve in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is when continuous spells get rid of themselves for cost.
Yeah, what's the point in the big continuous?
I hate it. I really do.
Yeah.
But at least this card doesn't do that.
So both these targets are actually really good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They're both because you just place them face up, right? So I can just get the trap if I rather have the trap than just a search.
Yeah, you can place either of these. They both search. Like if you've opened up one of this, hey, guess what? We'll get another searcher as well.
But the spell does search the trap. I was looking at names.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So it is a silent. Yeah, so you know we probably nearly always get the spell when we can get the trap, because the trap is a worse searcher as well. So.
Yeah, but like obviously this also searches the monsters. So like your traditional line's probably going to be like normal summon this, adds the continuous spell, add the 6, discard, send, then add, and then you can just use this to ritual summon out the bloke.
Yeah, but then
using this as the entire thing, and then it summons itself back.
But like DZD and Kepler, like if you open both, then you get to open a whole new realm rather than Gate search Kepler or Kepler search Gate.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's pretty cool. I like having search targets that will search each other and make each other like not redundant, but like plus.
Yeah, just like kind of empty advantage in a sort of way until like turn 3.
Yeah, but also like you can just like your lines change. If you open just one card, you get to do this, but also if you open 2 cards, you then get to add this card on top. Or like I've never been a big fan of these 1-card combo YouTube videos. Sorry, Jack, because they just like you have 5 cards in your hand, and the fun in
I've circular and 4 hand traps.
And the fun in Yu-Gi-Oh for me is using these 5 cards together, like. And then they do different. Like I can do different lines. That's why I love DDD. Is that depending on what I open, I probably get to the same end board, but I do it in different ways. Or in old traditional DDD, like the more cards you open, the more you get to do.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair, and I understand where you're coming from. I've been playing ABC recently, which is a deck that also does that sort of stuff, which is
surprisingly
cool.
From the same time era, actually.
Yeah, pretty much like. What, 6 months apart?
I mean, I think they were one structure deck apart. Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever, about 6 months, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We still have one more card to talk about, and that's the ritual spell. This is Silenforcing Prayer. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. The first effect is Ritual Summon one light ritual monster from your hand by attributing light monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. And the second effect is if a face-up light ritual monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Saravas the Ancient Ascendant, Saphira Queen of Dragons, or Skull Guarding the Silent Enforcing Protector from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions.
So that's the 3 ritual versions. Like Skull Guardian
Yeah.
is the new card, and then the other 2 are the ritual versions.
Is it a new Skull Guardian? It is. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't
No.
I don't think there's an old Skull Guardian.
Is it?
No, I don't think there is an old Skull Guardian. So Skull Guardian is the new card.
There's an old Skull Guardian, right?
Is there?
Yeah. He's the weird guy with the skull armor, right?
Oh, it's a really.
And there's the woman you were talking. Oh god, this is not what I meant to click on. Novak's Prayer. This is the girl from there.
Oh, I see. That is Novox. Okay.
Yeah, and this is Skull Guardian. I don't think this is the original art though. Maybe it is.
It just doesn't do anything. Okay.
Okay, no, it's literally just I am a body.
But on the bright side, look at those prints. Only TP2, which means we'll get a reprint. The more of these,
Oh, you'd imagine so.
the more of
Yeah.
these old rituals we get reprinted, the happier I am. I like when Citadel Whale got a reprint. I was extremely happy.
When who got a reprint?
Citadel Whale, I think it's called, or Fortress Whale.
Oh, right. Okay, no, I know who you're talking about.
The Duel Links card from like Duel Links Day 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't play day one, but I know who you're talking about, at the very least.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the new one. This isn't the old Skull Guardian.
Anyway, so
Despite
solid
the fact
ritual
that
spell. I don't know if summoning Saravas or Saphira does anything particularly. I mean, Saphira gets the end phase effect, I believe.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if she does, because I think it's on the turn you ritual summon this card. In the end phase, you get to do this.
Yeah, that's what we need to really check, isn't it? Card text.
Yeah.
That's not the card I clicked.
That's my guy.
I hate fucking Yahoo Save Search. You can't turn it off.
Can't you just use Google, please?
Well, I'd love to, but it automatically turns it off because of my antivirus.
Just stop having an antivirus. Just don't click viruses.
It's a fair point.
If this card's ritual summoned or a light monster was sent from the hand or deck to graveyard this turn. Yeah, that was the thing, because you summon this with Herald and you get to do it every turn. Yeah.
Yeah, and just draw 2, random discard. Add a light monster from graveyard to your hand.
Yeah, so we don't get the
Those are
effect
both
if we
good
just
effects.
drop this off the ritual spell. From
Yeah, and
deck.
Saravas is a bounce, right?
It's a hand trap. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's also a bounce.
Like, I'm sure it has an effect on field, but I've never read it.
where's it so
It
far?
stops me being farfed.
Comes with a fucking hand trap first. Jesus Christ. Here we go. When your opponent activates a card or effect, targets quick effect, discard. When your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you can return this card to the hand and negate the special summon, and if you do, banish that monster. So it's
okay.
solemn warning.
So that's my target from deck.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
and it
this
returns to the hands, so you then get to use the target protection as well.
Yeah, and we can get this off the other guy as well. So we're definitely playing this card.
Oh, almost 100%, yeah. Just to dodge around Impam at the very least.
Yeah. Okay, this is a very cool card.
Yeah. I don't know if this deck's going to be good on release.
I'm going to go with no because it's a ritual archetype, but
Yeah. But it looks kind of cool.
it looks fun.
Something else that I wanted to know, this card that just sends a ritual spell from deck to graveyards, the incantation ritual spell actually has quite a strong effect. Where
yeah,
you can,
That card's really good.
it's what, banish and then discard an incantation card to special summon an incantation from the deck, I want to say.
Yeah, that sounds right. Or you at least get somewhere with that. Like, in my head, it does something with Chandelier, or whatever that card's called. Chalice Lime.
Chalice Slime, yeah.
But I don't remember if it's like Chalice Lime sends that, or if it searches Chalice Lime, or what. Something.
I know it's special summons from deck. I remember that much clearly,
Yeah.
but
I actually forgot
Can't
the
remember the
incantations
exact-
exist.
yes, those cards are good, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know how well they mix in with this, but probably well. It's a ritual deck, right?
There's a definite chance, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you'd assume so.
I probably wouldn't shy away from playing them.
No, definitely not. And it doesn't look like we're going into like synchros or anything or XCs. Everything's different
No,
levels.
it's like boss monsters. We probably play Herald alongside this.
Probably. There's a
Oh.
bunch of like fairies.
Herald's
Well,
good. There's not many fairies. I guess that's right. You're not, and Eva's still banned.
yeah.
Oh,
Playing...
which,
This is the light fairy.
and we're probably not even playing Cyber Angels. Because like,
Who knows? Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. I'll let people who know rituals better than me play with this, but it looks
So
good
Harry.
and fun. Yeah, you know, one of the 4 people who enjoyed rituals that aren't Necros.
Yes, exactly. That's the end of new cards for this week, though. Unfortunately, now we're getting into tournament results, and YCS Vancouver finished yesterday. I want to say on Sunday. It says the 9th, but that's Canada time, so I don't know when that actually was. Jesse Cotton won with Unchained. In fact, 3 of the top 4 were all Unchained.
Yeah.
This deck's really good.
It looks like it's the deck to beat. Everyone,
Which is insane, really, isn't it?
everyone including me, saying, you know, Kashtira Snore, and then here we are. I'm still not convinced it's not because people just don't want to play Kashtira anymore.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And people
to be
like Jesse
honest.
Cotton have never enjoyed the Kashtira style decks. They've enjoyed the combo decks.
Well,
and-
we've got 4 Kashtira players in top 64.
Based. 2
I see
Flunderies.
Flu.
I see 2 of them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, none of their lists are available currently. I did look for them.
They're
but
probably extremely standard.
probably. Would have been nice to look at, but
But I was discussing
Yeah.
in the group chat today how Flunderies are still under races. So, you know, it's good to see it. Good to see it backed up.
I'm one bad day away from playing Flu, I have to say.
Well, you know, it's about a £5 deck now, so
Yeah, literally. Like, it's probably just worth picking up. These are not £5 decks. These are all around the $600 mark, but I mean, the majority of that are going to be staples. We're going to have a look at a bunch of these lists. Obviously, we won't look at like 6 different Unchained lists, but we'll look at the winning list. This is Jesse Cotton's list. 41 cards. Looks pretty standard, to be perfectly honest. We're playing the DDD engine, obviously. It's
I
really
love
good.
this engine. I mean, that was innovative for this week, right? Like, we hadn't really seen this before.
For the
Cotton and Pack did.
3v3 the week
3v3,
before.
yeah.
But
But it was Cotton
yeah.
and Pack that really brought it to the limelight, is it not?
Yeah,
So,
definitely Pack. Was it
yeah.
Cotton?
I think Cotton was at that event. I think he like came 4th or something. Maybe I'm making that up and giving Cotton a top he doesn't deserve, but
This sounds like the sort of thing that Cotton would do.
I feel like
so.
I feel like his 3v3 team did all right.
Yeah, I think they came second.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, didn't Pack play him in the final?
Yeah, and Pack won.
Yeah, because I think they were both player B or something. They probably played each other.
Probably. Yeah, this looks pretty standard.
Yeah, not a lot to say about it. Deck's good.
Maining Triple Thrust.
You
Pretty
were
cool.
explaining to me just beforehand
Ah,
why. Well, I knew Marionette might. I'd seen the incessant posts on the trade group about this card.
yes.
But you were explaining to me what was interesting to me was Druis Wyrm over Magnamut.
Duraswum over Magnamut.
Yes. And why everyone is suddenly switching to Druis Wyrm.
It could just be a space thing, to be perfectly honest. I'm not 100% sure. So, considering everything else that's in this side deck, I imagine it's just a space thing, honestly.
Yeah, and Druis Wyrm
Could
by
also be a
itself-
droll thing, maybe, but no, that doesn't really make sense. Can you search in the end phase?
It's probably Druis Wyrm by itself is an interruption if it gets destroyed, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
So-
it's pretty good into Unchained if they're not an Axis Go Talker, like this list isn't, because there's no good way of removing the Druis Worm without triggering it, which breaks your entire board pretty much.
For the people who haven't seen Marionette Might, what was explained to me beforehand is that you can. The typical Unchained end board is Wave Caesar plus the Rage plus the Trap. Is like the typical. So you can Marionette Might take the Caesar, threaten battle phase, and their options are use their trap and clear the entire board, and you keep playing, or just let you punch over the rage. Which is neither of those are ideal. Which makes Marionette probably the best answer to Unchained, because I was kind of thinking, what do you side versus Unchained? You're already maining Nib, like what goes in? And the answer is a card from like 2008.
Yeah. I think 2008 is
generous.
Was it 2008? Yeah, I feel like this game came out like 2004.
I don't know,
like Electric Virus.
We never got to these cards when we were doing common only. I know that for a fact.
Did we not?
No, I don't, like, because I'd have probably played them because it's funny.
That's a fair point. Maybe we should do common only again.
Yeah, but like, the first 6 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are so boring.
You're not wrong. But yeah, this is an Unchained list. It's cool. It looks consistent as hell. Nice. And it's got some interesting tech options.
Nice thrust targets in the side.
Yeah, we literally got Herald for Pally.
Evenly. Daruma is actually really funny.
Yeah, I don't know what Daruma is really for.
Well, because you can... I mean, Daruma...
Just against combo, I guess.
Daruma, your own board isn't a bad thing, is it?
No.
Because it destroys everything and then you just play.
True.
So, like,
true. Oh, no, it doesn't destroy. It sends.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, each player must send all face-up monsters. If it did destroy, that'd be really funny.
Oh, then,
if you were just triggering like Yamas and everything off of it.
Then Cotton's bad at deck building and should put needle sealing in his side.
That's Callum's hot take of the day.
Callum?
I said Callum. I said Caleb. I didn't say Caleb, but I was close. I got the vowel pronunciation wrong. We'll go to the second list here. This is Infernoble Knight. This is a top 8 list from Vancouver. And I still don't know what these cards do.
I was about to say, yeah, these cards still do the same thing they have always done, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I've played against it a few more times now, and it's just, I saw a Kaiju.
I see a Baron de Fleur. I see an Appaloosa.
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, typical end board.
I see Gearfried. Like, there's like some negates, and then they just kill you with big guys.
Yeah, I get to rip the hand traps with Aquadolphin.
Yeah,
Cool.
We don't get to smoke.
Six books. Books. We're fucking terrified of Pearly.
Probably are. It's probably like your hardest matchup. How do you out in Noir?
To book.
Yeah, exactly.
And Herald of the Abyss, which we're playing in the side with our free triple tactics thrust.
That is a side deck. This is a deck.
Yep, this looks pretty standard. I think
warrior
maybe.
Things. Yeah.
There's a Goki Powerload Ogre in here. I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah, it's big. It's a big tower, isn't it? What are they gonna do?
Yeah, why not?
Clint Dempsey makes an appearance as a substitute.
Alright, this is Lab.
Yeah, that certainly is a Labyrinth deck. Like, this is how I feel this format.
Well,
You
say this is Unchained Lab. We are playing the one Shavara and the full Unchained extra deck that goes with that one Shavara.
There we go. We finally found something based.
Yeah, and 2 Tackle Crusaders.
Yeah, that's in there.
I'm not entirely sure why.
Target a face-up spell trap your opponent controls. Return that target to the hand. When it's kind of sent to graveyard. Can I discard this off Chandelier or something?
You could discard this off furniture. Yeah, to book things and bounce back row.
I mean, it's an extra interruption on my furniture. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know.
It's not something I've seen before, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these should just be better normal traps, but what do I know? This guy got top 16 in Vancouver, main decking Tackle Crusader.
I mean, what normal traps do you
I've
need?
seen people play Bigfoot for a pop. I guess Book is just better against Cash.
Yeah. And also, like, what normal traps do you need except, the Labyrinth ones, Daruma Cannon, and apparently the Unchained trap? Probably those ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
is like a pretty standard list, right?
We're doing the shufflers again in the side deck. I love to see that. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, these obviously directly go into the Tackle Crusaders in the matchup that's necessary for them.
You can Phantasme.
2 Phantasme, yeah.
I mean, what's in the format? Unchained, Link deck?
Yeah, Phantasme is pretty good against Unchained if you're playing a wealth of other hand traps to go into it with. and this list is already playing 9 hand traps. So
Yeah, and also you can dig for your tackle crusaders, or if dig for you get to dig for furniture and then put back your bad cards like tackle crusader.
yep.
So like,
And I'm pretty sure all the Unchained cards target, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So Phantasme also deals with that.
On that topic, was it YCS Vancouver or the 3v3 where it's ruled it affects noirs?
Which affects noirs?
You can rage off a noir was a ruling made at a recent YCS. I don't remember which one. I'm pretty sure it's wrong, but at one of the recent events we played as if rage could link off a noir.
It's very funny.
I want to say it was the 3v3, but seeing the amount of Unchained tops here, maybe it was this one.
Maybe. That's the first I'm hearing of this, to be perfectly honest. From the card text, I can understand why they would say that.
I saw people chatting about it in Judges Lounge, but it's a very clear no, it can't do that. Like, there's OCG rulings about it, but the head judge ruled it at one such event, and so it stood.
Oh, awesome! I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. Here's your Magnumets that you wanted on the last list.
Yeah, they're back.
The Wondrous one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing more than... I guess if you're playing 2 Bestials, it's better to play Druisworm. If you've got space for 3, then you might as well put the Searcher in.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, because Magnumet can't search Magnumet, so if you're only playing 2, what's the point?
No, but they can add from Graveyard as well, I guess. So if you go Druisworm, then you Magnumet, you can add back the Druisworm.
Yeah. So maybe I'd be playing 1-1 if I was playing just 2. And then
I just don't think people should play Bestials. They're bad, and my circular should be able to resolve.
This post-Sportivo Mathmac players.
Yeah. Here's a Bestial Dragon Link list. This has a lot more Bestials.
Yeah.
9, in fact.
Yeah, but
10 if you get the synchro.
The Druisworm is the least used in this one.
Yes, very much so.
Because Saranir is a good card.
48 cards, by the way.
Yeah, but it's probably mathed out that you draw non-engine and engine, and you never brick, and you're better than everyone, and you finish top 16.
Well, yeah, this list did end up in top 16.
Yeah, there's math behind this. When decks above 40 work, it's mathed out. When decks above 40 don't work, it's because they're above 40 card.
Yeah, the actual reason they play 48 in this is because you take the total number of cards in the main deck and divide it by 3, and that's your place at the tournament.
Damn, I'm gonna play a 3-card deck.
You'll really have to dodge those deck checks all through the event.
I think by the time I'm in Top Cut, they might have deck checked me.
Maybe. Like, you lose the dice roll, you draw your first hand of 3 cards, your opponent passes turn, and oh no, you've decked me.
That's where you're going wrong. You've lost the dice roll.
Yeah, this should be exactly skill drain, goes and match rivalry, and your opponent just doesn't look at your main deck to see you're not playing any other cards.
Just scoop, yeah.
Yeah. That whole fictitious situation was created so we didn't have to talk about Dragon Link, but this looks like the most standard list I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, cards are happening, dragons are summoning. Look how many, we're still making spheres, you know.
Yeah, it's like...
Yu-Gi-Oh's happening.
We're playing 2 regained, but they're not next to each other. We put them in different places.
Well, yeah, we don't want to draw both at the same time, so they're like strategically placed in deck, you know.
Yeah. So like, if we like take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was wondering if like the extra 8 cards, like, oh, this is the crap I don't want to draw, but no.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh. Interestingly, though, even this deck isn't playing Rev Sync 1.
Nope.
Which, like, at this point, we have to just admit it. It's not a good card.
Rev Synchron is amazing in the decks it's good in.
Yeah, but like, it doesn't...
Problem is, it's not very good in decks.
It doesn't make... Yeah, the decks it's good in aren't good decks.
Yeah.
It's like... Oh,
you're not wrong.
It's like Wind Witch was really good in Invoked.
True.
Like...
And that deck was better for a while.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how. Whenever I played against it, it's because D-Barrier just came out, and that's why I couldn't win.
Well, it's kind of being on a similar vein to that. I want to talk about the Scareclaw list. We'll go back to the Rescue Race one in a second. This looks quite standard, I imagined you'd think.
Now,
this list is playing Crimson Dragon, but it's not playing Hot Red Dragon Archwing King Calamity.
it's really interesting. And I don't think we can call this deck Scareclaw when it's clearly Vanadium with the Scareclaw guy in it.
Oh, yeah, I meant to say Vanadium. I was just reading the fucking tab up there. Yeah, Scareclaw Vanadium.
Vanadium's clearly the main package, and I like this deck. I like Vanadium a lot. I have no idea what we're taking out Crimson Dragon for. A spent Baron into Chi-Shao, or whichever one of the big...
Well, Crimson Dragon tags itself out, so you go Crimson Dragon, target Baron.
Yeah, sorry. But you get to summon something else.
Yeah, then you summon out the Bestial Synchro, because the Baron's level 10.
Can't you also summon the Sword Soul guy? He's level 10.
He's a Wyrm, though. He's not a dragon.
Right. Wyrm is a type of dragon in mythology.
We're not getting into this. They're
the same thing.
Like, you're referencing the Sword Soul group post, right?
I actually wasn't, but that...
Okay.
But that
so
post
there was a big...
hilarious.
Yeah. Why can't I make seals with a Moye?
I let him cook, to be honest.
Battle Pack 3 rules.
I agree, but only for Worms and Dragons, because they are the same thing.
Oh, sea serpents are dragons too, right?
No, because they're in the sea. Dragons fly.
Well, worms don't fly, right? Isn't that the distinct difference, that worms don't fly?
You're telling me Chowfeng isn't flying?
I have no idea.
Look at Chowfeng, that guy is in the sky.
Yahoo safe search again.
No, it's there.
Headphones.
It's there. Chowfeng fell up with the young thing. That bro is flying.
He's got wings and everything. Yeah. What is the difference between a worm and a dragon, then?
I think. I think like legs or something.
Just legs.
Like, because I know that a wyvern has 4 legs. Dragon, wyvern, Drake, and worm. Dragon.
Well, Drake's the only one who's released an album this year.
Silence from the wyvern since the last diss track. A dragon. Dragons have an extra pair of legs to wyverns. Yeah, wyverns have less legs. Worms are often entirely limbless.
Where's Chowfeng gone?
You used the same tab.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, you didn't. You closed. I know you did.
He's got fucking legs.
It says often. Look,
well, there's no fucking rules anymore, is there?
Look, Worms and Dragons is purely for balance in this game.
Yeah, I know, but like, this ain't a worm. This is a woman.
Yeah, you're
lack
right.
of limbs and wings. Chowfeng's got fucking both limbs and wings.
Danglong. Does Danglong have wings?
Denglong? I don't think Denglong has wings.
I think Danglong is just a blob, isn't it? It's got limbs.
It's got limbs. These are wings, right? Or these like shoulder armor.
Well, that's barely a dragon, to be honest. Like, that's not anything. That's a beast. That's like a deer.
Oh yes, let's make it a beast so I can play it and try somehow. Sorry, I'm still not over this. It's like
dragons.
The scale armor.
Dragons
the
and
appearance of a great
drakes.
flying snake or legendary serpent. Fuck off.
Scroll down. Difference between dragons. Worms are devoid of any specialized organs for flight. Right, Chowfeng can fly. Worms, by definition, lack limbs. We've just proved that false. And worms are primal. They're as smart as dragons. They're just like the Yangzings are dragons.
Right, I'm on team make seals with worms because Konami doesn't actually know what a worm is.
Yeah, Sword Soul is
Like-
now a dragon deck.
Like Moye, right? We should not find any results for Moye. Oh god, they've cancelled him. Moye's been cancelled.
Moye is definitely a woman, by the way.
I don't look at card art. How is this a worm then? This is just a woman.
It's just a person.
Yeah. And like you could argue, she has fucking wings.
and limbs.
Yes.
No, but like Sword Soul. Okay, in Sword Soul, all of the people are people. Right, all of the worms are people. The token might be a worm. I'll give them that because I've not seen a Sword Soul token because there's no official art. That's a bloke.
Yeah.
This is that new human type.
Human type when? Like, at least this guy's like wearing dragon armor, you know?
Yeah, it's Iris Sword Soul. It's just a woman in a hat.
Literally.
Like, that's
Well,
a
she's a
spellcaster.
spellcaster.
Alright. Alright, I'll give him that
Alright,
one.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'll give him that one.
Who the fuck's this cunt?
He's a worm. He's Moye.
Moye formally charged in Lee homicide.
No, Moye's been cancelled.
Fuck. No.
That's why we couldn't find her.
Oh, there's no good mid-range decks anymore. Anyway, going back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Rescue Ace. Actually, no, we were talking about Scareclaw, Vanadium.
This deck's good. This deck, like, it's really fun. The field spell is the most annoying thing in the game.
Yes.
I remember.
Have you noticed we're only playing 3 balls in this list?
Yeah, because the other ball's bad.
We had the new ball, which just...
I've not read the new ball.
The new ball's just Meek again, I'm pretty sure.
Meek too. Yeah, but I'm not playing 6 Meek.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, this list is fine.
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's what? Baron, Crimson Dragon, tag into Dispatter, survive a turn, kill you.
Yeah,
Maybe.
lose to any interruption.
Lose to Dark Ruler no more.
We really don't want to draw our Drolls, our target for Crosshair Desnair, so...
Or maybe
Amazing.
it's just that Droll is a good card. Have we considered that?
I mean,
one?
yes it is, but...
I like
it's
the
funny,
main deck.
It's funny
I
to
like-
think of it this
I'm
way.
enjoying the main deck 1 Eclipse. Like
Yeah.
we're main decking the crossout target, but not the crossout.
I think he just wanted to play a 4th book.
Yeah, it's probably what it is, but it is quite funny. I have
Yeah,
no
it
idea.
is.
I have no idea how you side in this deck.
Um,
Every single card is engine.
Probably...
Well,
like,
taking
you've done Pearly, you probably take out the talents, right? Going second for the Gamma Seals.
Taking out talents going second is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, against Pearly, it doesn't do anything, does it? It's like, oh, I'll draw some cards, I guess, maybe. Maybe draw into the Kaiju.
Yeah,
Maybe the Impams come out because you're afraid of the field spell instead.
yeah. I don't know. This deck looks impossible to side in, but that's why this guy's playing top 16 and not me.
Tri-siding and Tier is so much worse.
Oh, it's impossible. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Here's Rescue Ace.
Oh, he's playing both spells. That's good.
Yep. Only playing 2 of the 3 traps. We siding the other one? We are not, but
That's
these
just-
are the only 2 good ones anyway.
I don't know if you saw that MBT didn't know that alert existed.
Yes, I'm aware. Alert's like one of the better ones as well,
Yeah,
isn't
no,
it?
it's a very good card.
Just add
Just
from deck
row
to hand.
Just row
Yep. Just row.
Yeah,
This looks pretty standard.
He's on Free Hydrant, which apparently I've been told is debated in the rescue community. Apparently we're all
Sure.
apparently
This
people
looks
are on
like
too.
it's like the only pure list I've seen in a while. Most other lists that are topped have been playing
Yeah.
some form of other engine.
It looks pretty standard. I'm still not entirely convinced this deck is good, but like,
This is top 32? Top 16 still.
like it, it tops, but like, is it just a good player? Is it just running good? Like,
Or is it the fact that you get to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 proper non-engine slots? And you
mean-
have the 3 pros and a 1/1 as well.
that would also do it, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, it might be something to do with that.
it might be something to do with the fact that we get to side into Exi Encore and Bestials.
Yeah, literally. This looks like a standard extra deck as well. We're playing
Yeah.
Puzzle Amino. Very funny.
That card is funny.
Um,
Topologic Bomber is always. I love seeing that card in deck lists.
yeah, I've seen people play Bomber. I thought they were playing the other one more, but
Zeroboros.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, but Bomber's funnier.
Bomber is funnier.
Although
but-
summoning Bomber against Unchained is asking to die.
yes, it is. Yeah, looks pretty standard. Looks alright. He looks happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy if I topped with this deck.
Yeah, I think so too. Greed, Book of, Rescue Ace. That's the archetype breakdown.
What archetype is greed?
Pot of Prosperity.
That's not. Tell me where it says greed.
It's the pot archetype, isn't it?
It's not. Yeah, it's not even made of greed though. Like, look at the pros pots that are put together. It's like riches and duality, right?
Probably, I'd imagine so.
That's definitely riches.
Does it say it's part of the greed archetype anywhere on the front page?
Yeah, it does. Archetype greed. Type spell card. Typing. Right, so this is actually the pot archetype.
Where's Chaos Greed? Oh, because it's a greed card.
Because it's greed. Jar Turtle. Pick up Jar Turtle.
Pot Forbidden.
Go Dragon Vase, which is notably not a pot or greedy.
That's a vase, though. There's not that much of a difference between a pot and a vase, right? Pot, vases, and jars.
Pot, vase, jar. You're greedy if you own any of these because capitalism's bad. There you go.
Yes, this is a good archetype. I haven't seen anybody play it in a while.
Yeah, like, I've not seen pure greed for a while. You know,
Yeah,
everyone splashes free greed cards into every deck, but
nobody wants to play it in purely. We played fairies and fiends. We've got like support for both of those.
yeah,
How many monsters can we play?
loads.
15.
Yeah,
That's enough.
yeah.
We're definitely going to see them, aren't we?
By sending a pot of greed from your hand to the graveyard, draw 3. That's crazy.
Yeah. How can we have a card become Pot of Greed
It's not once,
after deck building?
It's not once per turn, by the way.
Crazy. Let's go back to Rescue Ace. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not exciting.
That's also the last thing we want to talk about on this podcast, apparently.
We can look at this thing that you were showing me.
Oh, God, then. This is Evil Eye Synchron, since we've had so much Revolution Synchron slander.
Now, what did we say?
Video.
What did we say about Rev Synchron? What was it we said? It's really good in bad decks.
Yeah, and here's Evil Eye. Evil Eye is a fantastic deck, and you can see what this deck wants to do from this first line here. So, activate tuning, add Revolution Synchron. Hey, look, we'll get to the field spell with some cards, Gorgano into Selene, into the field spell, activate the field spell. Hey, we've got a Sergial, normal summon Sergial. Hey, we'll get a search for a trap card. And then we'll synchro AFD, AFD pop the field spell, grab the Firion Disc Colosseum. This is going to trigger the field spell to add back the Sergial. Then we can AFD out the Sergial again, so we still have it for our Eye of Selene. And then we can Revolution Synchron summon back to make a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, activate the Firion King field spell to add the Regulus, and then you get to just summon out Regulus and equip a Revolution Synchron, which is quite cool. And you get to just get back your Eye of Selene, and hey, look at all this hand advantage. So we've turned what would have just been Eye of Selene plus a Sergial into an Omni Negate and a Monster Negate just because we had Revolution Synchron in our hand, which I think is quite cool. And cool. Honestly, you're playing 8 cards for this. 3 Revolution Synchron, 3 tuning, 1 of this field spell, 1 of this guy.
Oh, so
that's kind of cool.
So I can just put them into my already built Evil Eye deck.
Yeah.
And, 48 cards means I'll top 16.
Yes, exactly! And that is exactly how Yu-Gi-Oh! Works.
And I think if we're talking top 16 locals, we might scrape that.
Maybe.
Also, this is the worst layout for a deck list I've ever seen.
Yeah. Why is it tally marks? Why do organisation? What's that about?
Genuinely awful.
Like, I like that we're playing 3 Sergial, 3 Revolution Synchron, and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Yeah,
and also like the ordering of these cards. Like, clearly, Nibiru first. Yeah. The 1 Nibiru is the most important card in the deck.
It's a level order.
It is, isn't it?
1, 2, 3s, 3, 4, 4, 10, 11.
Yeah, it is a level order.
Descending level order. So basically what they've done is they've gone into Dueling Book and they've built the list.
And written it in order. Rather than pressing the export list button that exists on Dueling Book.
Yes. That seems to be the case.
They've written it like this.
How many cards is this? This is 42.
But like, look at the spells. It's like, here's some Evil Eye spells, and then here's the generic spells, and oh, by the way, we play more Evil Eyes. Like,
yeah. Like, this is the field spell.
I've just found my favourite part of the list. I
Go on,
was
then.
looking at this earlier, and I was like, oh, we've got 3 crossout. We're playing all the crossout targets. So we've got 1 Nibiru, 1 Ash, 1 Bell, 1 Veiler. We're playing 2 Imperm.
We're not playing Droll.
We're playing 2 Imperm.
Yep. And we're not playing Droll.
That one's good enough to play one that I want to draw.
Yes.
Of all the hand traps you could play 2 of, you've chosen Infinite Impermanence.
Also, this list loses hard to Droll. Like, ridiculously hard. We're not playing it.
This is like, okay. And the idea
I think,
is,
in theory, it's cool.
In theory, it's cool, and gives Rev Sync 1 maybe a use, that isn't ABC.
Yes.
In practice, this is like a
Simple
successor.
spiritual successor to Dino Rabbit.
Now explain to me how this is the same as normal Summon Rabbit, Summon Lagia set 4.
Well, what we're doing is we're getting a Monster Negate and Omni Negate, a Quick Effect Pop, and then we're setting 1 trap we search off Sergio.
That's like 12 more reactions and interactions than Rescue Rabbit had.
Look, we're playing 4 traps. Are 2 of them Imperm? Yeah. That means we're playing like 2 more traps than most lists.
I mean, no, we're playing 1 more trap than most lists.
Yeah.
And actually, every archetype has that 1 trap that you play 1 of that you search. We've got Pearly. We've got
the spiritual successor to Dino Rabbit's probably just Unchained, right?
I think the spiritual successor of Dino Rabbit is probably still Dino Rabbit.
Well, no, like it's got to be Unchained, surely, because like if you think about it, we're ending on an XZ monster, which has a non-once per turn to negate like a card, and we're ending on some traps.
I'm pretty sure it actually is Rescue Ace. Because we summon 1 guy and then set 4 back row. And
I suppose.
Like we summon Hydrant and it's like full combo, or whichever one's full combo. And then and then we end on 1 big guy and 4 back row. And then we kill you next turn. It's just Dino Rabbit. And we play all the non-engine in the world.
Or is it Labyrinth, which is truly Dino Rabbit?
No.
No?
No, because Labyrinth has things to do on the opponent's turn rather than just sit there and maybe draw Veiler.
Yeah, I think all we've learned today is that every deck is Dino Rabbit. And we had some cards and they were good.
What a week of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Fantastic. We'll see you guys in the next episode. See you later.